Hello and welcome to episode 1 of my Road to Rebuilding Macclesfield series. It'll kind of be like a summary series. I won't obviously go game by game. I will at the start just so we're getting going. But why Macclesfield, you ask? It was Macclesfield with Bury. I wanted to do one of the lower tier ones and rebuild them. Macclesfield just seemed right as a Torquay fan. We've had good battles, mostly at the bottom of League 2 over the years. And Macclesfield are probably one of the only teams that I've seen Torquay beat a few times. No offence, Macclesfield fans. But which is rare as a Torquay fan. Obviously, any lower league fan, it's a fear to get an owner, which will take the club and ruin it. And you lose your club, so I've got full sympathy. Of course, you might even be in a better position in 5-10 years now with obviously Robbie Savage behind you than you were. But I just want to be part of the rebuilding. I love the 10-tier database. It's absolutely brilliant. I did one off camera, obviously, with Tiverton. I took them to the Champions League last year, but that was 6th tier. That was Southern Premier, and this is a couple below. Straight off, I'll show you all the signings at the end because I think it took me to about the 4th match day where I was really happy with my team. It's predicted first because they have Neil Downs and Alex Bruce on non-contracts, but I signed the players. They gave me like a budget of a Conference North team, basically, just a bit like a lower Conference North team, and it was just Conference North. That's where we're going, Conference North, apparently. And I just signed a lot of good players in the end. It was a mix of sort of academy sort of rejects. A lot in the end I signed was from like basically when Bolton got minus 15. Was it 2 years ago I think, when they started on minus 15 points in League One, and they sort of had their youth academy players playing for them for a bit. They sort of, because they played in the first team, they kind of rate them quite highly. So I got attached to a lot of those players, but since then they've basically been released. So like Demiro Sterling, I think that's what we pronounced Tugman, and later on, spoilers, Eddie Brown. So there's players like that. I signed a couple, and the left back I think is like Miles Edmondson. I don't know if he was on Bolton, but I basically got a full team. I was going to play 4-4-2. I avoided the banter signings like Lee Hughes and despite looking at it. 4-4-2, I just ended up with a really filled out squad, which, as I say, by the 3rd or 4th game it was fine. I don't really want to bore you by showing all the process I did. I was a bit of a trial merchant, I'm not going to lie. I just kept seeing names I knew and being like, oh, do you want a trial? Sorted out by reputation. And the amount of players I missed out on, I must have gone in for about 40-50 players as you do, but obviously they went to National League South and North teams, and even National League, a few of them. Which is like, okay, it's not a bad thing because it shows I'm going for that some of the players. So the plan is to start the season. Also, I have no team cohesion at the start, so the start might be quite tricky. Obviously, the FA Cup, you've got to get to a couple preliminary rounds, the FA Vars. My hope is that once I get the team going, I can just sort of play about 10-15 games, and then if I'm like winning every game, then I might sort of skip through to sort of pick the team and that. Because I just want to get through it really. I don't want to rush through it. I don't want to like cheat or anything, but if I'm winning every game, then I don't want to sat here sort of wasting time. I like to get through, and yeah, just show the sort of overall thing. That's kind of my style with it. I did try a few ex-Torquay players as I was going along, but as you can see, I signed a lot of players. This guy I signed, and then he got like 4-month injury instantly. But yeah, 4-4-2, like I've done if you've watched any of my videos in the Torquay one I've ended on, where I've just got promoted. And yeah, I'm a bit gutted my son Michael Knightley because he's going to be brilliant, but he took like £50 to go and play a couple of divisions above, which is fair enough to him. I thought it'd be nice to be part of rebuild, but I love rebuilding and I love fallen giant projects. It's all I do on FM, and this is the biggest one really, isn't it? You've got 8th, 9th tier going up. So yeah, going into my first game, it came around really quickly. Always a bit of on edge for the first game, and we start off quite well. Got the ball in, 1-0. This is the guys from one of my main strikers, so I found Eddie Brown, who's also, so they're both at Bolton together. He came second or third game, and so I was winning 1-0. And this is why I learned not to play a high line. They went through, and you think, oh God, here we go. Not the best. You think, all right, we'll get back into the game. And it just wasn't happening. And then, yeah, they score a header from bounce on the edge of the box, and it's an absolute disastrous start to my reign as Macclesfield manager. So I panicked and signed a few more players. I sold one there. That's the nice thing about the winning lower T. You can literally just offer out to clubs and someone will take him. I was really happy with all my. There's Eddie Brown. Here's the man. Them two up front are going to be massive. I can already say that already. My goal is to sort of have a team that does win the FA Cups and FA trophies, all that, but sort of grows so I don't have to do major work on it every year. As we basically battered Northwich. Northwich used to be up within the National League with Torquay, or within Conference. Blue Square bet in those days. So you know, with Vauxhall Motors in this league as well. So we absolutely did them 6-1. They had a red card and it changed the game. Neil Dunn's brilliant. We won in one of I think the first of 2 preliminary rounds in FA Cup, which was nice. Got about £10 for that. Always helpful. And the next game was against a team who've had a really good start. As I signed a couple more players. Let's just looking at. I was like 2 of every position basically, and then I one of the players I signed, he was okay at the start, but I did that constant trap where I sort of panicked, not realising how many players I could get. Got a 32-year-old winger in, and he just wasn't it, to be honest. And then I ended up, I think, loaning him back out. And there was a right backer they already had, who I think I forgot his name, but he played up in Swansea years ago. But he's on like 550 quid a week, so I managed to loan out, and someone took 60-70% of his wages, and I got a younger and better star rated, basically, 2 right backs instead of him. So I didn't need to get as much depth. I just want to have a squad I can build and then have as much cohesion as Eddie Brown in this game gets the late goal. I imagine the limbs from the Macclesfield fans. They must be having a time of their lives, and some of that just going to all these like games. It must be pretty local for them, as that's just unbelievable. So see what I mean with these strikers, these 2 boys, if they keep them fit, be brilliant. But I want to keep that cohesion because then I can fly up for the leagues. I can hopefully fly up to like the north and then beyond, which would be nice to be developed. We've got a good reputation, so we can attract players. Bit worried, of course, that even though I've spent in the wage budget, what my bill, the overall balance will be by the time I get in those leagues. But we shall see. We shall see. As we, it's crucial. That win for me was crucial because it's like, right, the pressure's coming off now. Win a couple more, and we're hopefully a bit at the top of the league. And that's what we did. We absolutely battered this team in the end. I say absolutely battered. I think it was like 2-1. But in terms of shots and all that, so that was another win. I tried to get Sam Greenwood. I recognised him. I think he was ex-Leeds youngster, but he went to a North team in the end. And yeah, just the next few games are just quite nice. I think this team ended up with 9 men. They absolutely lost their heads. So that's now 4 wins in a row. And immediately that pressure has been lifted, which is the main thing. And we're already top of the league. So let's say we get to like 15-20 games and you're about 10 points in the lead. That's when I would skip a bit. Don't really want to make a thing of doing that, but you know, you've got to keep it in. If I'm not enjoying it, then others won't, basically, and recording all that gameplay and to sit through and all that. But this is just look at this passing football. This is what I've got them doing. I like good passing football. I've obviously made the high line not a high line now. Kids on league. I don't have them repressing, of course, or anything. But just playing nice football and a bit of mix of direct. I have a target man and the advance forward. So you get a range of goals. Target forward, which is the correct terminology because you don't call it advanced man. You call it advanced forward. So, yeah, happy with that, to be honest. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. We'll see, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for supporting this series. Really touched by some of the Macclesfield people that have said, "Oh, nice video on that, so cool." I enjoy. Please like and subscribe.